Hello and welcome back here. It's good to know that you chose to watch this particular video. Thank you so much. Do not leave because what I'm going to be sharing today is amazing. Very, very amazing. Okay, well, yes, of course, there are many things listed in my journal that I want us to discuss about, that I want us to talk about. And that's because today we're starting the series side effects of not having regular sex in marriage. The side effects of not having regular sex in marriage. And oh, I've listed quite a number of things here that you definitely do not want to mix. So I encourage you to subscribe right now and hit the notification bell so that you get to know every time we post videos. Remember that this YouTube channel, what we do is to answer questions, is to provide solutions to everything that has to do with sex, relationship, marriage, family, and mental health. My name is El, and I'm alright. Okay, well, right. Yes, it's talking about the side effects of not having regular sex in your marriage. We'll be talking about the first thing, right? If you'll be following us, if you're part of our community, if you're part of our tribe, you know that the last thing we talked about was when we talked about if sex, we answered the question if sex was a basic human need, right? So right now, if you've not yet seen that particular video, you could just use the notification up to check it, or better still, you check the description. You check the description to this video, the comment section of this video, for you to be able to find the link to watch that particular video. Yes, we did establish that sex was a basic human need. It was something that was basic, a human need in your marriage. It is not something that you want. It is not something that your spouse wants. It is what your marriage needs to be healthy. It is what your marriage needs to be alive, to blossom, to flourish, to be full of and otherwise experiences. So you may not necessarily know it, your spouse may not vocalize it, but sex is something that you shouldn't ignore. You should have at least, yes, we did say, and we're always saying this, that sex in your marriage should be at least once every week. Remember that many sexologists agree that your marriage is sexually starved if you don't have more than one sex in 2 weeks. So we are trying to ensure that your marriage never gets to being sexually starving. So that's why we're recommending have one sex a week. That way you have two in 2 weeks, in every fortnight, right? Okay, now remember that sex is something that is basic in your marriage. It's something that your marriage should not necessarily do without. And if it is basic, it automatically means that if you do not have it, there will be some natural side effects, there will be some natural negative consequences of not having it. Remember again that the basic human needs are about six, and I'll just be listing some. We are beginning to have more. We first of all have number one, which is the right to life. Right, the right to life. The right to life is a basic human need. Everybody has a right to life, and nobody's life should be taken from the person without lawful and valid reasons, right? And okay, then again we have the basic human need of food, the basic human needs of food, of shelter, of security, of water, of clothing, right? And many people are advocating right now that sex should be listed as one of those basic human needs because of the effect that it has on people, because of the effect it has on marriage. Yes, so you may want to argue that sex is a basic human need, people can do and live without sex, but then we do understand that sex is one of the primary reasons why many people get married. If you remove sex from the equation, many people will not get married. And if we have thousands and millions, right, and billions of people right now who are married, is because they wanted sex, they needed sex, they desired sex. Remember economics, that once that things we can live without, and sex needs, forgive me, and needs are things we cannot necessarily live without. So if many people are getting married and many people are complaining that they're not having sufficient sex, and many people are getting married because they want sex, it automatically means that it's not just something that is a want, it is a basic human need. So when you do not have sex in your marriage, what you're doing is that you're killing that marriage, you're killing the harmony, you're killing the fun, you're killing the pleasure, you're killing the life of the marriage. So this is this is a part one of the side effects of not having regular sex. This is just a part one, and that's the side effect is the fact that you're killing your marriage gradually. You're killing the unity, the bondness, the oneness in your marriage. Yes, I understand that some people can not have sex in their marriage due to medical conditions, due to health reasons, health challenges, and some due to the fact that they live far apart from their spouse at this particular time. And that's why for those kind of people, what we encourage is other intimate sexual behaviors and activities that may not include vaginal penetration, that may not just be coitus. So hugging is there, kissing is there, cuddling is there, and every other sexual activity that can still give a level and an amount of sexual pleasure that is not necessarily coitus, that is not necessarily vaginal sex. Okay, right? So practically, the first side effect I want you to understand is that you're killing your marriage. You're just killing the unity. You're killing the bondness that is there, because hey, marriage was sex was designed to bond us together, to give us pleasure in our marriage, to make us long for our spouse. Yes, that's one of the amazing effects of marriage, of sex in marriage. It makes you long for your spouse. It makes you want to always have your spouse. It makes you want to always be with your spouse. In fact, it is one of the reasons why we usually try to reconcile with our spouses, like, right? And so when you have longer hairs with your spouse, when there's disharmony in the marriage, when there's no good communication and the rest, but because of the happy hormones, the oxytocin, and the effect in our brain of us wanting to have that pleasure back, we are some way somehow compared to reconcile with our spouse, to reconcile with our husband, to reconcile with our wife, so that we can have sex. So that's one of the basic effects of it, right? For the bonding, for the unity, for the harmony, and for the fun of our marriage. So when you take sex away, what you're doing actually is that you're literally killing your marriage. That's just it. You're literally killing it. You're stressing it. You're taking away the sweet and beautiful emotions of it. So regularly have sex. I know some people that say, why should we have sex anything less than 3 times a week? Have sex as much as you can in your marriage. If you want to have it every day, that's fine. However, do not have it less than once a week. That's our own recommendation. And every time you're having sex, always ensure that you're not having sex to the detriment of your spouse. Right? Yes, we need to bring it that balance. So don't use sex to hurt your spouse. But then, whether you feel like having it or not, whether you're in the mood for it or not, to ensure that your marriage does not become sexually starved, I recommend and I suggest, as you always do at the Alright Passion, that you guys have sex at least once a week. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell so I get to know whenever we post videos. Do not forget to share this video with your friends so that they get to learn the same things that you're learning and you understand and you know, right? Remember that birds of a feather flock together. And hey, if you send a question via WhatsApp, or you drop a comment, or you drop a question in the comment section, you can be so certain that I'll be the one that personally responds to it. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Elle and I'm alright. You rock. Thank you.